What do you call a one-person version of Create Expectations? Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xerath Prevails. Today we're going to talk about how important are Galactic Legends and what should we be focusing on farming-wise. I'm going to show you guys an update for my smallest account because it's a good practical way to discuss what prioritization should be occurring, and it's always fun to talk about my PrevailMan account, honestly, guys. First off, huge shout out to my patrons. You guys are awesome. I know I need to update this graphic, but you guys are still amazing, and I appreciate every single one of you. Even if you have not been edited onto here yet, you're still very appreciated. And if you want to support this channel for free, guys, all you gotta do is hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, comment, mount the algorithm for... I don't know, how long would you guys say is reasonable? Let me know in the comments, which incidentally is mounting the algorithm. Let's get going here, folks, and talk about whoa, madness. We're in the game? This is crazy. Madness. Okay, so let me introduce you guys. This is my PrevailMan account. This is my smallest account, 7.5 million, almost 7.6. And about a year ago, it was at 4.2. And then I bought all the Lightspeed bundles, and this is where I'm at. Apparently I still haven't put the 6th Zeta on Ray. I do have 2 Zetas though. I have like Phoenix, so I farmed up Rex to go with Phoenix. I put an Omicron on him. My priority is typically going to be something like GAC and then everything else. And you know, I'm in a big enough guild that they've already been awesome enough to unlock Reva for me, though I don't have the Inquisition team. One other factor, and this is going to sound like a brag, and maybe it is a small amount, but it is an important factor here, guys. I've been in Kyber 3 or 4 for about 4 months now. This will be like the 5th season that I've done it, I think. So I've been able to stay there with only 2 Galactic Legends. I only have 1 Galactic Legend level ship that is not even 7 stars, and you can do that, guys. I've done it in the past with other accounts. Hang out in even Kyber 2 with just 1 Galactic Legend for like years, and that's not exaggerating. That is honestly the truth. So what are we prioritizing, guys? I could really use another Galactic Legend, but I also have a ton of other stuff that I could be working on. So let me show you guys a little bit of an update of what I have worked on. I've done updates a lot for this account, so those of you who have been kind of following along with it, it's been like a month or 2 since I've updated you guys. So let's talk about it. So first off, I had a moment of weakness, and just once I got Proving Grounds done, I just upgraded Maul as fast as I could. And honestly, that's important. Using this Seer Malicos team to be able to kill multiple different Galactic Legends as necessary is necessary. It's important when you don't have as many Galactic Legends as your opponents do, which I always face people, there's never a time that I have more Galactic Legends than my opponents when I'm in Kyber 3. That's just not how it goes. And Maul helps equalize it to a really nice degree, and now I can put a Datacron on him. Very important. I have most of a Rogue One team, which is fairly important for the current meta because of all the Empire teams we're facing. Of course, we're kind of on a break from that a little bit because of the current Datacron set, making Inquisition really good. But this team is really good. I do have Dark Trooper. Finally, I put enough Kyro Tech on him to get him relicked, and he's incidentally been very strong in the current Conquest. Let's see, I have all the Profundity requirements ready, so I can unlock Profundity whenever that ugly ship returns. And I also have saved basically all of my crystals to get Admiral Piet's Executor up to 6 stars, and I think I'm at like 30 out of 100, so we're getting there. I did also put Relic 8 on Cad Bane. I need to put Relic 7 or 8 on the other 2 pilots, the other 2 key pilots, but one way or another. That's all stuff I've been working on. So what's the what can I be working on though? Like, what's compelling for this? So first off, I should point out I don't have any Galactic Legend even close. We don't have Jedi Knight Luke unlocked. You can see we're still missing 3 pretty key pieces. They're all farmed. I just haven't put the gear on them. And Rolo and Cholo are just so unimportant to what I'm trying to do on any game mode right now that it's tough for me to fathom working on them right now. I mean, they're probably important on some levels, but like Jabba requirements, I even relicked Fennec so that I'd have a counter to Lord Vader with my bounty hunters. I have Han up to Relic 8 because of the raid currently. He and Piet go on a tandem for 2 million plus every raid. C-3PO for some reason, and then pretty much all the other requirements for Jabba are just they're farmed, but they're not operable really. I don't even have Embo farmed, and I know he's not required for Jabba, but he is one of the best members of the Jabba team. So lots to work on this account. You know, and Jabba would be by far the most important Galactic Legend for me to get. He's good in all the game modes. He is, even with Leia out right now and she's part of the raid, I still think that Jabba is more important than Leia in this game. I think he's the most important Galactic Legend hands down, and I think people should be working on him, or at least be planning around that if they possibly can, because of the crazy impact he has on every level of your roster. But otherwise, what other things could I be working on? Because that's a crazy list of things I don't want to be working on. Lots of those characters are not impact characters. They're just throwaway. Like, what am I going to do with a Relic 3 Gamorrean Guard? Just to have him sit there on my roster is the answer. So I could be working on Baze, because he makes this team kill Reva, for instance, at least without Datacron interference saving the Inquisition squad from it. I do have Jedi Cal unlocked. We could be working on him. Why wouldn't we? General Skywalker is also farmed. He's 7 stars. He's ready to go. We have Reva on this account. Why wouldn't I be working on her to usher in a new level of, or era of dominance for this account? There's good reasons I'm not working on some of this stuff, though. Like General Skywalker with the 501st. This team is not great, and I don't want to put more gear, especially really vital, important Gear 12 pieces, on any of these guys, because this team is okay, but it's not the best. It's not the very top like it used to be, and it's honestly, I wish it was better than it was, but I mean, it's aged a little bit. General Skywalker is still kind of strong, and his unlock is tough to do, which I'm proud of having done, I guess. These other ones, are they worth the gear? I'm not sure. I mean, Inquisition are worth more. They're a dominant force in every game mode, basically. But I don't have any Zetas available for them. That's a huge theme on this roster, guys, is lack of Zetas. Omicrons we can probably afford for the things we absolutely need, but Zetas, Kyrotech, this squad's gonna take, what, 2,400 Kyrotech? Probably even more than that once we get Third Sister and Grand Inquisitor and the 5 Inquisitors up to Relic 5 that we need. It's an enormous investment. Even though the squad is very good, it would be a Galactic Legend level investment just to get this team up and running. And so I don't know if are Inquisition more important than Jabba? I'm not sure. The Jedi, my Jedi are horrible, guys. They're just terrible. These are the best Jedi on my roster, other than a few Galactic Republic ones that are used in other places. They don't go with Revan, like General Kenobi, Ahsoka, Anakin, etc. These guys, this is what I've got, folks. Not great at all. If we could use Jedi Knight Luke on this team a lot, I'm probably the only person who unlocked Jedi Cal before Jedi Luke. It's ridiculous. I realize I could, in theory, I have spiky-headed Moff Gideon. I have everyone farmed for the most part. I am slow farming Scout Trooper even, but this is an enormous investment on a team that's so far pretty luxury. Of course, we could use this team and the Bo-Katan, team, the Mandalorian Bo-Katan team, to help my guild unlock Mandalore, which is appealing on a lot of levels because it's fun new content, and it would be helping my guild, who is pretty nice to have let me even join their guild in the first place. It would help them reach some of the, play some of the newer content that would be nice to be working on. Bo-Katan requirements. I mean, all this stuff though requires quite a long time of farming, so I'm slow farming these guys, but it's gonna take a while. Keller and Beck has a little more priority. We'll talk about later. I'm 3 months away from Darth Bane. I'm on the 6-month plan in Conquest, folks. If I didn't mention that before, which means it takes me 6 months to unlock things instead of just 3 if you get Red Crate. But it means I don't have to spend a ton of time or stress trying to get Red Crate. You can just get Crate 5 and call it good. Go search for one of my videos. It's we talk about that a lot, actually. So Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, he's here to no fanfare at all, basically. So lots of things to work on. Nothing that's particularly super compelling necessarily. I mean, it would be nice to have Jedi Cal. It'd be nice to have Reva and stuff. So like what other factors are there? So the new Kron set, of course, is pretty cool. Keller and Beck does some stupid things. Of course, he's been doing stupid things with Ki-Adi-Mundi as part of his retinue, and I don't have Ki-Adi-Mundi on this account at all. He's not even unlocked. So I don't know how that team's going to do, but the new Datacron for him is ludicrous speed, and I'm very interested to see what direction he goes with that. So I've been doing a couple refreshes on him. I've been doing 15 attempts a day, trying to work on him. So getting a Grievous Kron would be really nice. Probably don't need many relics for that. Rey, I would love to get Ben Solo. He's getting closer from the Proving Grounds and stuff, but he's not quite ready. But this is probably the most important Kron, but I'm basically ready for that. And then just doing some weird dot shenanigans with Starkiller appeals to me on some levels. So like what is the priority though? Like what are the things that are really important to me right now? So Keller and Beck, that team seems really good, and we can kind of double dip because I can be working on him and working on the Bo-Katan team at the same time. So that seems good, I guess. It would help the Qui-Gon team long term. I mean, I do have an Omicron Qui-Gon on this account as well. He's just gear 10 or 11, something like that. So yeah, he's not that great, but Beck would help with that team long term. Jedi Knight Luke requirements. I need Luke, and the thing is, I need Luke, but I also need him for all of the currently relevant Galactic Legends. I need him for Leia. Well, do we need him for Leia? I forget if we need him specifically for Leia. We need him for Jabba. We need him for all kinds of stuff. So important stuff from him. We need to get him. It's only 3 characters. Hoda is going to be really good with all my Jedi, for that matter. Rolo and Cholo can just go crawl into some weird corner on my roster. Jedi Cal and Luke, once Luke is unlocked, we have to put gear on him, so that's a lot of work. But Cal and Luke combined with Jedi Revan, who's right now I think Relic 2 on this account, 2 or 3, that they can go really well together, honestly. And then I'll finally have a Jedi team, so that's going to be good. General Skywalker, I've just been throwing one piece on him at a time, and honestly, I love putting a piece of gear on this bottom right piece because that means it's the last Kyrotech you ever have to spend on that character. It's a huge mental hurdle to get past, not to mention that's the one with the best stats, the speed plus a bunch of other cool stuff. Baze is just so good on tons of teams. I don't really have a good Saw team or a Mon Mothma team for that, but he is useful on so many different levels. It would feel a little bit sad not to be working on him. Reva would be good on some level. Like, we could put him on the Seer Malicos team, honestly. That would be good. She's just good on her own, guys. As a tank, she does some crazy stuff. And even if she's not the lead, so she can hang out with Starkiller and Vader. And then I could have an EP Mara team going off and pulling their own shenanigans. So I kind of like that idea. I don't really know. The dots shenanigans with Vader just seem like a lot of fun because you get endless turn meter after a while. And then Bocat retire. I mean, I don't know for sure if I'm going to be working on Paz or IG-12 immediately, but Keller and Beck, obviously, I was talking about them already. And then once I have him done, and these guys are all farmed, we can actually be putting stuff on. As an aside, I am working on the Gungans a little bit, at least, not too much, obviously. This is a mostly free-to-play account. I spend $10 a month on it for the Conquest Pass, but that's about it. So should we be working on Queen Amidala, Captain Tarples, all that stuff for a smaller account? And honestly, I mean, if you're in a guild that's focused on trying to do well in the raid, I think you'll need at least one of these teams, honestly, guys. I really do. Gungans, I mean, it's all been well projected out there. Like, yeah, you can get Queen Amidala with her 2 new Kenobi and Qui-Gon characters, or you can work on the Gungans and Jar, and you can do one of those. I kind of tend to think, unless your guild is super on top of things, or if you don't have a ton of other really important vital things to be working on, you could, yeah, I would say just kind of choose one. If you can unlock Amidala fairly early, that's probably helpful. We'll just have to see. It seems like I'll probably have both teams available right around the same time, which will be, months after the Gungan raid actually begins. So we'll have to see. It's a tough thing to prioritize teams where we don't even know exactly what their impact is on other game modes and everything. It seems like they're going to be pretty vital for the raid. So, focusing on like kind of holding some resources back in the anticipation of working on one or both of these squads as hard as you can, I think is probably a wise thing. And I guess the big question, so I started off saying, how important are Galactic Legends? Well, job requirements, this is the one I would want. It's tough, guys. It's tough to prioritize him when I have all of those, like, extremely vital, like Reva and Jedi Cal requirement, like all these things. Baze is really strong. Ton of one-off characters that are going to be good. I guess the question is, how much do you love Omicrons? In my opinion, that's the thing that's really going to be telling for you. Because you get the legend tokens. Every month, you're going to be getting multiple Omicron shards. And, getting those Galactic Legends is important. I would say the other factor is, how patient is the guild that you're in? Is the guild that you're in going to be like, hey, we need you to be working on this stuff to be able to complete certain, things like in territory wars or even in territory battles, being able to solve some of that stuff. Like Galactic Legends are the ones that let you do a lot of that really important guild stuff. And so that's really the priority as I see it, is see what your guild needs. And I mean, Jabba's such a good character for so many different reasons. Good to work on that. I think right now I'm going to be working on, Keller and Beck can be an amazing team for territory wars. At the very least, working on Jedi Luke goes directly into the Jabba requirements. So I have a few different things going on with that, though. I just think in GAC, as long as you're working on your off-meta stuff and you're paying attention to Datacrons, you really don't need a whole lot of Galactic Legend interference, and frankly, that's not the way I prefer to play anyways. Getting Galactic Legends is kind of the boring way out. I realize that that's probably a minority level of thinking. A lot of people think Galactic Legends are very important, and they are. They're like the agents in the Matrix. Eventually, you're going to have to face them. You're going to have to get them. They hold all the keys, and it's important. You do need Galactic Legends. I don't want to undersell how important they are, but if you can float around in Kyber 3, that's a lot of crystals that you're accumulating over time. Working on your fleets is also very important to make sure you can get really good arena payouts. Obviously, I'm not getting that because this is an alt, and I'm not going to do a fleet climb every day, but one way or another, getting those extra crystals from fleets, getting those extra crystals from GAC, and going 5 and 4, maybe even 6 and 3 consistently, which is possible, by the way, because of the way the squish works. I just don't see why I need to be working on Galactic Legends all the time, no matter what. I think working on other things that are going to benefit the guild, benefit my roster long term, is going to be the route. So, that's what I think. Would love to hear what your thoughts are. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xerath prevails.